Hi everyone, today we'll be working on a top, and this top is
I'm
rather
using
interesting pattern actually. This yarn, which is cotton, because it's going to be something I can wear for summer. This is 100 grams, which is about 150 meters. It uses the 2.5 to 3 millimeter crochet hook or knitting needle size, and it's 100% cotton. And I'm trying to adapt it for the loom. This pattern involves making two panels, and then you cross the panels in front in a crisscross, one over the other, and then you join them at the sides, and then you join this to this and this to this side, to the back. So the back will be straight, whereas the front will have this cross. Okay, you can pick whatever stitch you want. There are several sites that you could try going to, like Loom hat. She's got lovely stitchopedia on different kind of stitches, like linen, bamboo, and all kinds of different kind of stitches, so you can pick something from there, or just look through whatever stitch catches your eye, and you work a panel of here, this part of the panel. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, this part of the panel, you can decide from taking your chest measurements, and then you divide it by 4 to get this part of it. Give a little bit of ease, so I've got a 34-inch chest. I've decided to go for a 9-inch, a quarter will be a 9-inch one, so that there will be 18 and 18 at the back. That's about 36, and I'm doing a 35-inch panel, 35 by 9. You see, do 2 panels of the stitch that you want. If your stitch curls, perhaps you should start off by doing a garter, and then you work the stitch that you fancy, and then you finish off again with the garter. Or if your stitch does not curl, you can leave the back different from the front, where you can have the garter in front, and you can have if you don't want the stitch at the back, you don't do it then, but of course if your stitch actually curls, you may need to do the back also, the garter, you see. So I'm doing 35 because I want one just above my jeans, I don't really want a very long piece, you see. And because when you join them, this part here will be joined here, and this area here will be joined, let me see, this part here, this one will join to the edge of the back, and here will join this part here, you see. So that's how the crosses work, and the back, of course, it will be joined up at the back, the 2 panels that you do. And one sec, I have the panel, one panel I finished. Here you go, I have a panel finished. This is the panel with the garter, and I have done this panel, and it is approximately about 35 inches, and I haven't I suppose once you give it a little bit of time, it will probably contract a bit, you see. So I have gone with the I think this is called the figure 8 stitch. That's right, I've gone with the figure 8 stitch, and I've done the garter here a bit. So I'll come back to this. I forgot to mention earlier when I was doing this that when I gave you the 9-inch dimension for 1/4 of the panel, you see, the panel there, because even though you're doing only one panel here, since one part of it goes to the back and one part of it stays in front, you're basically only, this dimension of 9 is 1/4 the whole circumference, you see. So I suggest you take your chest measurement and then divide it by 4. I gave it a little bit of ease because mine is 34, I gave it 36, and that's how I got 18, and divided by half again, so that's 9. You see, that's why I'm doing a 9-inch panel. So if you've got a, let's say, a 40-inch chest, then of course if you divide that by 4, you get a 10-inch. So you do a 10-inch panel. And oh yeah, I just wanted to show you an easy way, since I'm going to do the garter stitch here. I just wanted to show you an easy way of doing the garter stitch after you have done a chain cast on, because this is just a little thing that I'm showing you, so that when you do it, you can do it easily, See here, you just lift this since I'm doing a pearl, now you just, what you do is you, instead of the normal way that you would pull it, you see here, like this, you just use this thread and push it over, you see. So it makes working it much easier, because it's you know, the pearl row can be a bit of a pain. So just showing you an easy method of doing the pearl when you're just finished the first row of the cast on. The pearl row can be a bit tight, you see. So this is one easy way of doing the pearl, by using the tension on the yarn that it's coming out from the ball, instead of using your hand to push on the pegs. You see, this way you use less, you're putting less pressure on the peg by not pushing it with your fingers. I know that many people actually dislike you doing the pearl on the loom, and I don't really actually blame them. It can be a rather tiresome stitch. So we do about 3 rows of pearl and 3 rows of knit to get you the garter bottom, and then I'm doing the figure 8 for the rest of my panel. You can pick whatever stitch you think you are comfortable with, and of course the figure 8 will give a slightly lacy appearance, you see, to the panel. I also wanted to tell you that this the loom I'm using is the 62 peg loom, which can do 22 inches for 62 pegs. For the 9 inch I'm doing 27 pegs, which I use the longer loom, although I'm only doing 27 pegs so that I could do a smooth chain cast on, you see. So if you are, do you want a 10 inch panel, means you know that 22 inches equals 22 inches equals 62 pegs. 10 inch is 10 times by 62 divided by the 22. That's how you get your for 10 inches, for instance, you know. So whatever measurement you want, 11 inches, 8 inches, you just 8 times 62 divided by the 22, and that should give you the number of pegs that you need to cast on. Okay, I finished the 2 panels. Let me just show you how it looks. I've sort of joined it up with pins. I'll take it off because I want to show you how to join it, you see. So it'd be quite pointless for me to join it up and then just show it to you without explaining how I did it. And I've used the figure 8 stitch as I mentioned before. But you can do whatever stitch you want, you know. It's not necessary that you have to follow exactly what I'm doing. And because I wanted to have something that had a bit of a lacy effect, you see. See, now here, look at these. These are 2 panels, you know. 1 panel. Each panel is about 9 inch by 36. Okay, now I took 36 because I wanted about 18 inches in front and 18 inches at the back. It'll come up to my waist, you know. It won't be too long, and it's kind of ideal for me, see. Whereas of course you might want something that is wider, so you can even go for 10 means you'll have a 40-inch circumference. That means it'll be 20 inches in front and 20 inches at the back. And also the length, up to you. You can make it longer, you can make it 44, 40, 38, up to you, you know. I went for 36 by 9. Okay, so now what you do is, first things first, you join the 2 panels at the back. You join them. I put some pins here along here and join them. Okay, now after you have joined them there at the back, you take the center, you come down here like this. Make sure that you have got the center here, both of it. Alright, now measure about 7 inches for your armhole. If you need a longer armhole, then by all means get yourself a longer armhole if you need a longer armhole. I mean, if you need a wider armhole, sorry, not longer. If you need a wider armhole, then get a wider armhole by adjusting it accordingly. So now you pin both sides, use a stitch holder and mark off your 7 inches for the arm. If you need wider, go ahead and do it 8. Now after you've done that, see, these are the 2 pieces that come in front. Cross them. Take one and put it across here, take the other and cross it here. So now you've crossed them, okay? Now after you've crossed them, you join this part here of the cross bit here, maybe about 4 inches. Well, this one you can adjust. You wear it and then you decide how much you want to join up here at the side. Do the same for this side, also for about 4 inches. I'm doing it approximately. If you need, you adjust it according to your body size, and then you can come up with something that will fit you, you see, because this one is all dependent on your how wide your front is. So you know, you can adjust it accordingly, and also the length of your torso, you see. Now this part was the one that went in this direction. Now here you join it all the way from the armhole down till about somewhere here. Since it's a stretchy stitch, you know, this figure 8, you can pull it a bit, you know, when you're joining the side there. And here you can put this a bit higher until you get somewhere there. Okay, so okay, this one, if you see here like that, and here for the other part. Okay, now this is all trial and error. Keep working on it until you get the right measurements before you decide to sew it up. Then all you need to do is sew up all these parts until they look more or less like this. Okay, now what I've done here at the back, I've actually joined it for about 13 inches, but if I find that the length is too, the neckline is too wide, of course I will increase the amount that I sew up here, you see. So you try, after you have pinned them up like this, you can use safety pins, or you can use stitch markers, or normal, you know, those clothes, the one that you use, the thicker kind of pins, you know, and then you try it on and see whether they fit. Once they fit over your head and your neck, and your head can go through the top, and you're not exposing too much of your breast, you know, the top part of your chest here, then you've got yourself a summer top. Okay, hope you try it out. Finish joining everything, and as you will notice, if you look at it, have a look at it, no? It has a kind of a, the waist will be kind of tight here, you know, because of the way that it is sewn here, because it's joined, this part of it is joined here, and the other part which is going to this end here is joined here, so it tends to tighten the center, you see. So you get a very nice you know, like a waisted top, you know, as a result. I think it's quite attractive, and I hope you enjoy making this pattern as I